Brock Lesnar at UFC 200? Fighting? Nah. Really? Well, I guess it's not really if it's really happening, right? But anyway, I'm pretty sure by now y'all know of this whole Brock Lesnar situation. Having a fight at UFC 200 against who? We're not too sure yet. I don't know if it's going to be named before the fight, day of the fight, or is it going to be a huge name or just an exhibition for him to finish up. I have mixed emotions about who he mixed views, I should say, about who he should fight, and whether it should be a big name or a small name, or just him just getting one last run in to finish it up. But before we get into any of that, the news broke yesterday about it as of press time of this recording, and it was broke before it got announced by Ariel Helwani, who talk about really letting the cat out the bag. He basically let it be known before UFC did, which angered and caused an irate UFC staff, who threw him out the building, told him he was banned from ever attending for breaking the story. I think that's kind of harsh, because y'all was going to announce it anyway, and it wasn't a lie. To ban them, throw him out the building for that time because you upset. But then again, we don't know. We see what happens. Ariel is being so stand up about this. He's saying, let cooler heads prevail and see what happened. But even if it doesn't, come on, dude. He broke the story. I was unhappy about it. Fine. But to ban him forever for that, really? And I could see if it was a huge national lie that got everybody upset, but it wasn't. It was the truth. I know you wanted to have Brock at the end of your video and all that. Fine, whatever. But nevertheless, the story broke. I say about a half an hour to an hour before the video or the trailer was shown. So you still got it within that 2 hour, 3 hour time span of it. But whatever. Now, back to how this all came about, with Lesnar having the opportunity to not only compete at UFC 200, but have WWE promote it on Facebook. And I'm pretty sure they did it on Twitter also, but I seen it on Facebook. And speak about it and all this. Well, it basically went back to the deal Brock made when he re-signed with them. I want to say maybe a year ago, over a year ago, when he re-signed with them and did a live, made the announcement on ESPN and all. So that was a big deal, real big deal. But nevertheless, when Lesnar did that, apparently, in his deal worked out, he was able to have one more fight to go back if he decided to do it while still under contract, if that time ever came. And which is kind of ironic. I don't know what them dealings was back when Lesnar did it. I don't know if he wanted to do the fight at 200 event, but suppose he did sign up for the 200 event. And he wanted to do it right there when he didn't renegotiate with WWE. CM Punk was also scheduled on that show, I believe, around that time. You know what? I'm sorry. His fights kept getting pushed back. But long story short, at one point, CM Punk was scheduled to be at this UFC 200 event, but he got hurt. And from what I'm reading, it's not going good for him with his fighting career. So I don't know if we'll ever even see Punk fight in the UFC. It's still scheduled for late August. Who knows? He might just be a one and done, and he switch over to commentary or something. But think about it. When the last time we seen this? two, hell, one guy under contract and one guy that was previously under contract to WWE. Two national big names fighting out of the UFC. Could be possibly fighting in the UFC within the same year. Another company, not another wrestling company, a whole nother promotion. This is crazy. This is crazy. A lot of people saying Lesnar working out this type of deal could mean maybe WWE is allowed to have Ronda Rousey come in and do something, which is never out the question, because I'm pretty sure they still want Ronda to come in for something. But I don't know if what Lesnar negotiated had any indication for them to use one guy they own. Like, I don't think it was an eye for eye type of negotiation. But let's just say for WWE allowing Lesnar to do this, because Lesnar said let's just say it went like this. Lesnar says, "Do you want me to resign? Okay, under one condition, I go to UFC for one more fight." And WWE says, "Okay, for us to allow that, we get one of their guys for a match in the future." Let's just say that did work out. You gotta think whoever they grab, if they do, it's gonna be for a match. It's not gonna be for some one and done. It's not gonna be for somebody to come in and take a spear or Superman punch. It's gonna be something serious. I'm hearing talks of Conor McGregor possibly, Ronda Rousey. John Jones would have been perfect, but he's just John Jones is that's just when the fame over the success overtakes what you work for type of situation, where everything happens so fast for that dude. A guy I would like to see maybe a Daniel Cormier, but then again, I don't know. Or a BJ Penn, I don't know. I don't know how this will work. But Lesnar coming in the fight, and what if he doesn't win that fight? That you gotta believe that. Well, of course WWE wouldn't. You know what's funny? If Lesnar did go and fight at this UFC event and won in convincing fashion, WWE will brag about this. WWE will have their own spin on it, on how he goes and dominates two genres of sports at the same time and all this and all that. But if he went there and lost, and I don't mean lose by decision or lose by a knockout late in the round due to fatigue, if he lost in the first 30 seconds of his return fight, two things that happen in WWE's in. Either one, they won't mention it and they act like it never happened. Or two, they'll play to some type of storyline where either Lesnar's head was focused on SummerSlam, or Lesnar didn't take it as serious as before because this is where his main goal is. They'll switch up something like that. It'll be something similar to that. That's exactly how they'll play it. But all in all, this is different, man. That UFC 200 event, come hell or high water, was gonna have some former WWE champion on it competing, and we're getting it with Lesnar. It was supposed to be Punk, that fell through and pushed back, so we're getting Lesnar. But before the summer is out in UFC, it is scheduled to be two former WWE champions fighting in the octagon, which is crazy. That is crazy. Whoever Brock, I don't know, and back to the opponent for Brock. I mean, if this is a one and done, supposed, if this is a one and done, do you wanna give Lesnar such a big name? I mean, it has set. You know what? It's probably gonna sell regardless because it's UFC 200, and that I keep hearing about this UFC 200. This is a big event, so it's probably gonna sell regardless. But will it make sense that if Lesnar's doing a one and done, do you want to put him in there with a tough opponent who could possibly give him that work, or do you want to give him not a scrub? Because when he was in UFC, he wasn't fighting scrubs. Do you want to give him somebody that's on the verge of retirement but still got one or two left in them? I don't follow MMA like I used to, so I'm unfamiliar with who's still there actively and who's not, who went to this company, who went to that company. I haven't heard from Tim Sylvia in a while, Tim the Maniac, but let's just say somebody of that caliber, where an established name for the past but still around. So, maybe you could bring in the Ken Shamrock. I don't think he's still close with UFC. So you know what? I don't know. Who do you do? Who do you have for Lesnar fighting? Does he get his rematch? I mean, Cain Velasquez. You got other guys like Leo Machida. Like I said, I'm not too keen. I'm not too up on my MMA on which weight class is which and which, but whoever Lesnar has is going to be a big name, and this makes a lot of sense as to why Lesnar has been off TV, because he's been training. But whatever happens. Much success for Lesnar. We see how all this turned out. I will be back up here more active with the commentaries. I apologize for having so few far in between, but I will be back up here with the commentaries. Peace.